so it's available for everybody. A couple of things I wanted to mention. First of all, there's going to be songwriting bootcamps for those interested in that, those participating in that side. There will be some of them that are more technical and some of them that are more creative. I don't have more details about that right now, but you will hear about that in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you will receive an email about next week where as many people as possible should attend on Wednesday from 9 o'clock. Yeah, from 9 o'clock. I was trying to, I don't know if the email will come out from Tanya. I was trying to suggest it would be better to meet at 9:30 to start at 10 the first time, because yeah, just people finding the place and finding their way and all that. But probably will be start at 9. I don't know. You will get an email soon. And then you will see the venue and what we want to do. There's also going to be another parallel support group for all of you. And it's the same thing I do for the master students and in other locations. It's called Float. It's like a workshop in which we show you how to speak, how to share your knowledge and skills with each other. You know, for instance, I will say to Kat, I really want you to talk about your fun group, for her to spend half an hour, 1 hour explaining what they do and how they track and what's adequate and not in those groups and how they profit or not and the volunteer system, etc. So she would share that, and then there would be a Q&A all on Zoom. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then another person will come up and talk about, you know, editing software they use or about anything else. So that will be the Float sessions that will happen once a week in the evening, and they're voluntary totally. But by participating in Float, there's one very direct practical use for that. And it's you're building your clock portfolio in the next 3 months. And Float is a great opportunity for you to add evidence to your portfolio. Because those sharing knowledge and skills sessions are recorded, it becomes really easy to grab anything that you've done, any participation. So I still don't have the time because I need to agree with you what time Float would take place. So we're looking at probably like Tuesday evening, but then also like the weekend, if it's like a quiet moment in the weekend, mid-morning, before lunch on Saturday, or where we could do it. So it depends on when it works for all of you. And we could also alternate and have different times, depending on if in the evenings nobody can, some people can never join in the evenings. We could also have one mid-morning any given day or on Saturday or whenever. So that's to build your clock portfolio, because then you get the clock accreditation at the end of the 3 months.
Okay.
Is all that kind of making sense? Have you understood a little bit about clock and what you're doing and the accreditation? Does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, not so much myself about the accreditation from clock towards the end of the program.
People from the creative industries can get an accreditation instead of be based as a usual accreditation on what you study and an exam you do. It's based on real practice of knowledge that you take on. So it's not you answer these questions and you know a subject, is you perform in a project or in a job, or you teach and you show that you know that subject. With the work you're doing in the 3 months, easily get competent professional level, which is like level 5. Some of you can get sector expert, which is much tougher because it requires understanding innovation, leadership. You know, it's a bit more challenging, but anybody that really wants to get it has a serious chance of getting sector expert. It's much more dedicated, but also you're getting a third of a master's level degree. Like you're studying, you can't do the evenings. Yeah, it looks like we will have 2 floats, one like 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, and then we will have sometimes on the weekend as well. Like, I don't know, 11 a.m. on Saturday or 5 p.m. on Sunday or something like that. Would you be able to do that one, Palak?
Yeah, I think Saturday, Sunday is better. Also, to get the sector 7, do you need to attend float, or is it irrespective of that?
Float really helps a lot for that. And you get to also, because I know, you know, you want to learn and you would want to attend to listen to your peers as well. Like that's just part of it as well. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah. So we want to make it possible for you to attend. There will be recordings as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll try and attend the recordings as much as I can. And I also think that because I'm kind of like looking at getting the sector expert or maybe to teach, but mostly because I want to like get a good job in the industry. I think that it will also put me in touch with a good network of people.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
what
because
that's what I'm looking at gaining.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what Sam Miller and Will Fenton and Frank and we're all clock sector experts. Okay, those are the two things I wanted to share that we're going to be shaping as I talk to you and find out what are the right times, etc.
Mhm.
And then, do you know what you're doing for the next few days until next Wednesday? Is that making a little bit of sense?
Yeah, I do. I have a basic idea, but I don't know if we have like, because I chose Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm not sure if like we had one session on Wednesday, so we don't have anything this weekend, right? We have a session right the next week. So for me, it will be
Yeah,
Wednesday,
you
right?
start. It will start on Wednesday. That's right.
Next Wednesday, coming
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah. You will
Right.
get an email about that. I don't know if that was clear yesterday. Sometimes you rebel against the system. So if you're getting an assignment that, on paper it might sound interesting, perform a song or make a business proposal, but you nerd out and you go crazy while you're working on something parallel, and you come with a lateral thinking approach. So say I'm asking you, come up with a solution for New Year's Eve parties that don't work anymore. Come back, I want you to come back with a creative proposal or a New Year's Eve song. So you have to either sing a song or perform a song, or you have to come up with an idea for the New Year's Eve party. But you could perfectly well come back and say, we've ignored the briefing, and what we've done is research on large-scale parties that do still work. So we've collated all this information, we've spoken to these agencies, we've called these people, we've interviewed, we've asked, we've gathered data to understand which parties do work and make useful research for your project. So you could perfectly well, that sometimes will bother some people. It's much more important that you as a group learn and are passionate and have a drive and are using this purposefully. There's a purpose. This is not, students, you're here to own and be empowered by these exercises. And sometimes that will require challenging us.
Yeah, true
Okay.
that.
Sounds good.
Yep. Do you have any other questions? Is there anything else you need?
Just to clarify, I guess we are waiting on the email to send us the whole detail about the venue on Wandsworth, right?
Yeah. So you will get an email, the location, and what's happening on Wednesday.